Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are somebody who is new to this channel, welcome in. We'd love to have you here. If you love WWE content, then this is the place for you. Subscribe to this channel for more WWE content because we're posting it every single week. We got something out here. We got multiple videos a week about WWE content where we talk about Raw, SmackDown, PLEs. We do email videos where you send in your emails. I answer them on video, and we can talk about it afterwards too. So if you enjoy WWE content and you want a wrestling community to be a part of, look no further. This is the place for you. I just wanted to go over some news, not really news, but I guess some notes from Monday Night Raw, some things I noticed, some things that stood out, some things that I just kind of want to talk about in general. First of all, the number one thing I wanted to mention was no Karrion Kross chants, which was shocking to me, especially it being in Canada, which is usually a very vocal crowd, somewhere that the fans there are not afraid to show how they feel. So I don't know what happened because the feeling online, the feeling on social media was that there was definitely going to be a bunch of chants for it at Raw, and people were even mentioning and using the hashtag like hijack Raw. So I'm very surprised. You know, it's not happening the way I thought it would, like the way it happened with R-Truth is what I'm trying to say. People were going absolutely ballistic for Truth. They were chanting it nonstop, and WWE kind of felt like they had no choice but to bring him back, and so they did. But for Kross, maybe WWE can get away with not bringing him back because clearly they did not renew Kross's contract. They haven't re-signed him. Well, I mean, that's what we all think so far. Or I guess a lot of people think that. And if they don't re-sign Kross, then yeah, I guess it's no sweat off their back. I mean, they're not dealing with any crowd hijacking or anything like that. So maybe Kross is gone. Maybe he's not. I still don't know. To me, I feel like he is going to re-sign with WWE if he hasn't already. I just got a feeling like, but if he doesn't, hey, I hope he has a good career outside of it. I hope he does something somewhere else, and I hope he thrives wherever he goes. You know, shout out to Kross. A lot of people give him a lot of hate online, which of course you're going to find. Everybody finds reasons to hate on literally everything on social media, so I pay it no attention. Yeah, good luck to Kross. I hope he comes back to WWE, but if he doesn't, I hope he thrives wherever he goes. Part of me does think, though, like if Sami Zayn, I thought Sami Zayn was going to be involved in the World Heavyweight Championship picture, but maybe not right this second. I was thinking if he was, then that would have been a prime time for Kross to show up and cost him the title. I remember putting that in another video, and I put some clips on social media about that, where some people didn't like the idea, but I'm telling you, man, I feel like there's a connection there still, and if Sami gets a shot at Solo in Paris for the United States Championship, what better way to have Kross show up than to cost Sami Zayn that match? I just got a feeling something like that is going to happen. Because are you really going to tell me Sami Zayn's going to lose straight up to Solo? If Sami Zayn's not even on SmackDown, so why would he even get a United States Championship match anyway? He just beat him, on SmackDown because it was in Canada and they brought him in there for that one time or whatever. But then Solo attacked him on Raw, so it looks like we're setting up this feud here, and either Sami gets moved over to SmackDown, or we're just doing a thing here where we want Sami Zayn to compete in Paris against Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. Now, there's, of course, the chance that Sami wins, which I think a lot of people would not like because a lot of people have been hating on Sami lately, and I don't know why. There's another chance that Solo wins because of outside interference from the MFT. There's the chance Solo wins cleanly, which I don't think is an option here. And then, of course, there's the outside chance where I think maybe this is where Karrion Kross reemerges, where he shows up again and he costs Sami Zayn the match. And yes, that would further their feud, but I think WWE was kind of pumping the brakes on how far they would go with the feud because they didn't know if Kross was coming back or not. But if Kross is back, maybe it's all systems go. He interferes and costs Sami Zayn the match, and then you reignite the feud between the two, and then maybe we can go to different heights, better heights, where people are a little more satisfied with the outcome. One quick thing I wanted to mention, backstage with the Judgment Day in the clubhouse, you know, there's always these little Easter eggs, these little hints that WWE likes to drop here and there. Of course, we've been seeing the demon lunchbox above everybody when they're talking for a while now. That's something they always throw in there. Something I've always tried to pay attention to is what's going on in the background, because there is a lot going on in the background. I'm not talking about El Grande shooting darts with the boys. I'm talking about what was on the TV. what was on the TV was WWE 2K25, which they've been doing a lot lately, ever since the game came out. On the screen was Dominic Mysterio in a tag team match with Roxanne Perez versus Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Now, it could be nothing, or it could be something. It could be a hint. It could be something that they're planning to do in the future. I did find it interesting. Why wasn't it Dom and Liv? Or why wasn't it Dom and Raquel at least? It's Dom and Roxanne Perez on the TV. Now, you could say I'm stretching. That's fine. You could say that. Or you could say I'm reaching. That's whatever. That's your opinion. To me, I don't think WWE does things unless there's something behind them, especially in the Triple H era. There's always something going on in the background. I found it very interesting that the TV had Dom teaming up with Roxanne. Just that part alone was interesting to me, but the fact that they were up against Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley on the screen was another interesting factor for me, but I don't know. I don't think we should not read into this. It was made official on Monday Night Raw that Seth Rollins will be defending his World Heavyweight Championship at Clash in Paris in a fatal four-way match. It'll be Seth Rollins versus LA Knight, yeah. Jey Uso, yeet. And CM Punk, it's clobbering time. Damn, that was good. All four of them will be in that match. It'll be a fatal four-way. I thought Sammy had a chance to join this, but it looks like Sammy will be feuding with Solo Sikoa. So Seth has a chance here to lose this title. Now, we all talked about Seth being injured. Is he actually still a little injured, where they just wanted to do the shock factor of him cashing in? We all have read reports that Triple H doesn't like the briefcase, so this was a quick way to get rid of the briefcase so that we don't have to worry about it later on, or he doesn't have to worry about it later on. So was Seth Rollins cashing in just a way to get the cash-in done and over with, so that Triple H doesn't have to worry about the briefcase anymore? And then maybe now this is a way for Seth Rollins to actually lose the title, because maybe he still has some lingering injuries. I don't think we've seen him compete yet since winning that title, have we? We've seen him interact and has been in altercations. We've seen that, but we haven't seen an actual full-blown match, which makes me think that Seth may actually still be hurt. Obviously, it's not as hurt as like him being on crutches, but you don't want to re-aggravate it or make it worse where he ends up in crutches. So maybe Seth is actually still hurt, and maybe this fatal four-way is a way for him to lose the title without getting pinned and a way for Punk not to win it. So that means it would either be Jay and LA Knight. I don't know. Does LA Knight finally get a crack at it, which a lot of people have been wanting? He was featured a lot on Monday Night Raw this past week. It could happen. I would not hate it at all. I want LA Knight to win that World Championship. I think a lot of people are starting to lose hope on it, lose faith. I want to say that he's still going to be a champion someday, so I'm not going to lose hope on it. But to me, I don't think CM Punk wins this match. I kind of don't think Jay wins this match. So for me, it's either LA Knight or Seth Rollins. But of course, it's kind of early for those types of predictions. That's just early what I think about this. Maybe Seth is still hurt and he needs some extra time, and maybe him carrying the title won't work because he won't be competing in matches. But then again, if he's wrestling at Clash of Champions or Clash in Paris or whatever, maybe he is actually okay. You can disguise that, him being in a fatal four-way match with maybe he doesn't have to do as much because he's in a fatal four-way match where everybody else can kind of carry the match and pick up the slack while he doesn't put too much pressure on whatever the problem is. Or I could be completely off and wrong on this. Maybe Seth Rollins is a completely 100% good to go, and this is just a fatal four-way match where there's no other thing going on in the background. I still think it's either Seth Rollins or LA Knight that's going to win this match. Now to talk about my favorite thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. That Bayley vignette backstage. Something was weird about this one. It wasn't just a regular one. Like this was a like the music that they used for it was like suspenseful. I loved this, I should say. I loved this vignette from Bayley. It showed a little more, a very like vulnerable Bayley here. She was very upset. I feel like she was speaking from the heart and being real because she seemed very teary-eyed about it. Like, obviously, she knows she's cutting a promo here for WWE to use, but I think it came from an actual place in her. Like, I think she actually feels this way, and it to me, it felt authentic and real and genuine. So, I'm very interested to see where they go here. Do we get like a sad, depressed Bayley as her character? Do we get? I don't think we're. Like, I know at the very end they played that little sound of the ding dong and her like laughing like she did before. I don't think they would go back to that character, to be honest. I I feel like Bayley is somebody who likes to continuously evolve and change. She's already said she won't go back to being the hugger. I could honestly see her saying she won't go back to being that character either. That was an obnoxious Bayley. I don't think the vignette she talked about and cut on Monday Night Raw is leading her to be the obnoxious Bayley. I think this is going to be a different type of Bayley. I think this is going to be a Bayley we haven't seen before. A more maybe cynical Bayley, a more evil in some ways type of Bayley. You know what I mean? To me, after seeing that and after watching it and after thinking about it, you know what I want to see? Give me Bayley with Naomi. I think that would be unbelievable. Have them both be that sort of like that crazy character that laughs maniacally. The one that's just like you don't know what their next move's going to be. They're unhinged. You know what I mean? Give me that type of Bayley. Give me that type of partnership with Bayley and Naomi, because then when Naomi eventually loses her title, it keeps these two interesting because they're going to be feeding off one another with the craziness. I think the best character for Bayley right now is cuckoo crazy Bayley. All right, my friends, I appreciate you checking out this video. Please give this video a like. It helps me out a ton. It helps reach other people who don't know anything about this channel. And of course, the goal is to get as many wrestling fans on here as possible, especially WWE fans, since that's a lot of what we talk about here. So please like the video. It helps me out greatly. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't yet and you love WWE content, because we got you every single week. And yeah, my friends, have a good rest of your week. I will see you on the next video. Until we yeet again, my friends, as always, stay bitter.